My name is Julia Klingen, and this is my analysis on the evolution of the New York Herald between 1842 and 1920. This first copy of the New York Herald was published on January 1st, 1842. Right off the bat, you can see the front page looks a lot different from what we are used to today. The page is very wordy, and there are no illustrations. It does not seem like the utilization of white space has been established yet. Each column is piled on top of one another and is not very pleasing to the eye. Here on the right-hand side, we have a list of convicted and acquitted crimes, which offers us a little bit of a break in the text from the rest of the page. We also have columns from Mexico and the Argentine Republic, which makes the page seem like the news is very national and cultural. This copy of the New York Herald was published on January 1st, 1873. This page is still much more wordy than anything we would see today, but here we do see a blueprint for a fireproof building. We have 3 different illustrations of the building, and at the top of this column, it says banks, insurance companies, merchants, lawyers, and manufacturers, attention. So we know exactly who this article is for. Another thing that I notice is the use of organization within the page. Under each column, they organize whether alphabetically or if the column has to do with finances, they organize monetarily. This copy of the New York Herald was published on January 1st, 1879. It also reverts back to no illustrations. The closest thing we get to an illustration on this page is the use of different fonts. So the first instance we see this is in this picture here that says extra lager. So it says, all of our trade will have our extra brewed lager beer. So it's an advertisement. And then the second instance we see this is with the 7 in the middle of the page, and it's 7th grand drawing of the Commonwealth distribution. And then we see this one more time over in the right-hand corner with Herman Lind. So this is for a Shakespearean impersonation. This last copy of the New York Herald was published on January 31st, 1920. Right away, you can see that about half the page is used for advertisement space, which was not the case in any of the previous pages that we analyzed. You can tell that society is starting to enter a much more materialized era with the use of advertisements like mantles, overcoats, socks, and furniture stores. And there we have it, summaries of 4 front pages of the New York Herald from 1842 to 1920.